How you feeling?
Yo, yo, fantastic. I can't complain.
Couple days to your fight, man. How you feeling? Body, mind.
Body feels great, mind feels great. A little hungry, but can't complain. It's part of the course.
First main event, man. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, man, it feels natural. When I first got it, it was a little bit surreal, but the closer and closer it got, it's kind of felt like, okay, this is the destined path. I feel like I've spent enough time here, and I've gotten enough eyeballs on me to where the company feels like I deserve it. And when Saturday comes, you just gotta go out there and put on a good show, so they'll give you another one.
Another long layoff. Why? Why the layoff?
Yeah, it's right after my last fight, maybe like a week or two after, I herniated two discs in my spine, so it was a little rough getting back in there. And they initially gave me 6 months recovery time. I tried to expedite it as much as I could, but that usually results in it taking longer than expected, and that's kind of how it went.
How frustrating is that? I know that last year you got some fights in, and you were looking to be more active this year, and
Yeah,
again another layoff.
it's exactly like you said. To be honest, it's one of those things where it was easier to deal with this time because you start getting used to it. I hate to say it, but like you said, last year a big goal was just to stay more active. Is always the goal. Knock on wood, I can actually keep through with it this time, but it is what it is. I try not to overthink too many of that stuff, and just the problems in front of you, you got to solve it.
They throw you Edson Barboza, a UFC legend. What were your thoughts when they throw you that name?
Man, it's really dope. They initially gave me that name during the pandemic to fight in Abu Dhabi, but I couldn't make it because of passport problems. So I thought it was an opportunity that I've already missed. So when they brought it back around, man, it was a yes instantly. It's like you said, Edson's a legend. That's a name that I would love to have under my resume.
Obviously on paper it's a very fun fight. Both of you guys have very fun striking. I asked him like, do you see the fight? Like staying on the feet, or with it being a mixed martial arts fight, do you see it kind of going everywhere?
To be honest, the way we both fight, even when I tell myself that I'm gonna wrestle, it doesn't really come out as much. But yeah, like you said, you see both of our styles, man. It's just gonna be a very exciting fight. That's kind of why they put it together. We're gonna be in the middle and throw.
How do you see this fight ending?
If I see it ending in a finish, to be honest, if it's not a finish, then it's gonna be one of those drawn out wars. Definitely a fight of the night.
Contender series ended on Tuesday. There was a war on that season, but do you kind of still think you and Mike Davis has the best fight of all
Yeah.
time?
So to be fair, I did. It was two females.
Two females, and then on the same episode, it was
Okay, yeah. So to be fair, I didn't watch it, but biasly, I would still say me and Mike Davis had the best Final Contender Series history. It's one of those things. Even the fans say it too. So I'll have to go watch this one to see if it beats ours, or maybe they could play it side by side on UFC.com or something and let the fans decide.
And last night there was the news that Volkanovski's stepping in on short notice. Man, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, that is crazy, man. It's because right before that, he put out a statement about fighting Tapuria in January, and like literally things changed in a day. But man, congrats to him. It's one of those things. A wise man once said, "Being in the UFC is an opportunity." So when these opportunities show up, man, you better be ready to capitalize on it. And I'm sure he's been compensated very, very well for it too. So I'm very, very happy for him.
And the people want to know where's the unprofessional breakdown for your card?
I've been advised that it wouldn't be smart for me to make an unprofessional breakdown for my fight. But once the fight is over, I'll be right back to making the unprofessional breakdowns and making these millions.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Over here. Like you mentioned, you were actually supposed to fight Edson Barboza back in 2020. Has your approach towards him changed at all since then?
No, no, it's pretty much the same game plan we had before.
And a win Saturday night over Barboza would be huge for your resume, like you said. Are there any other guys in the featherweight division that you'd like to add towards your resume?
For sure. Well, the thing specifically with Edson is that he's one of the few OGs left in the weight class. I think around now. That's why I called out Korean Zombie in my last fight too. Is one the people that I would watch when I was a kid. Or the people I watched when I was coming up. Is like, hey, that I would like to get that guy before they leave. So when it comes to that aspect, I think Edson might be the last one. Max Holloway is a young OG. So that'll be a cool one too. But I really think Edson's the last one.
And I know the guy I'm about to mention is not really an OG, but an Arnold Allen rematch, is that something you'd like to get
Oh
back?
yeah, 100%, man. That fight, I was 2 strikes away from getting that win. So two silly mistakes. So that's definitely one I would love to get back.
Sure, and obviously having a Nigerian background, how eager are you for like potential UFC Africa card one
Man,
day?
I've been asking for that forever. I really believe the pandemic set a lot of stuff back when it comes to the logistics behind that. I'm sure the people behind the scenes will know more about that than I do. But yeah, whatever is going on around that time, I would love to be on that card. I might pull out of one fight to get into that card.
And what's the message you're looking to leave Saturday night?
Man, I am who y'all say I am. I love the fact that the UFC gave me this opportunity. I gotta capitalize it as much as I can.
Thank you.
Hey, Sadiq right here. Last night, Season 7 wrapped up with Contender Series. You came from there as an alum. For you, when you take a look at what it's done so far for the UFC and yourself, what are your thoughts on just reflecting on those journeys and what opportunities that brings?
Man, it's really dope, especially a lot of us that were like those early seasons before they actually got like the footing going. So it's really cool. And like I said before, the fight I had with Mike was kind of like the perfect job interview to get into the UFC, because I feel like that was a good way to introduce myself. The people, if you don't know, you better go watch that fight on YouTube or something. So the way we both performed, I mean, he got into UFC too. So people kind of already had a good blueprint for the kind of fighter I am, the kind of guy I am, and I kept on showing that consistently. And now we're here, main event.
It's an awesome journey. Kind of jumping off of what Alex mentioned about the breakdown. A lot of fighters take a look at other fighters and what's going on in the fight world. As you looked past at this Season 7, I don't know how much you got to watch, but is there anyone that you're looking out for you should kind of mention to UFC and UFC fans, like, you need to keep an eye on this fight?
Oh man, when it comes to fighting, you would drive yourself crazy. I spend about 8 to 10 hours a day focused on fighting, So the more time I could take decompressing out of it, the better. So no, I don't have anyone for you.